Welcome to One More Game presented by Hoosier Pickleball. I am your host, Matt Brandenberger, alongside my beautiful wife, Abigail.
Hello.
And our also beautiful producer, Adam Marino.
We've done so many episodes that I don't remember. Have you used beautiful
I don't
yet?
know.
I have to assume.
I have to assume, yeah.
But we've done like 50 million of these episodes.
Right. So many adjectives.
Yeah.
Can't cover them all.
Matt only knows four.
We're on
so
reruns.
last year.
We're on reruns
Oh
now.
my
Yes,
word.
yes. And this is our second episode of 2023. Do you still say Happy New Year to people? Like, what's the cutoff?
January 2nd.
So,
second? No.
Quick story. I did karaoke the last week, and as I was done singing the song, I said, and by the way, it's not Happy New Year's. You sound like a moron when you say that.
You
it's
said that
Happy
to the
New
whole
Year.
You said that to everybody?
Wow.
Just as like my gift to them.
Right. Were they
You're
booing? They were
welcome.
booing you already, so you're just like, we'll
No.
throw some more
So,
fuel on this fire.
First of all, I like that you said Happy New Year.
Right.
And I would say you absolutely still can say it up to that first 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. If you, especially
January.
if you haven't seen somebody, I'm going, back to
No
work.
question.
I'm seeing some people.
No question.
Hey, Happy New Year.
I've literally never said Happy New Year.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're not a friendly person.
yeah.
That's to be understood.
Kind of makes
I
sense.
just am like, hey, what's up?
What a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
I've never said that.
I don't know that I've ever said, hey, Happy New Year. What?
Surely.
Like
you
when the
have.
ball
40s.
drops.
What do you mean?
Like when the ball drops, but not like as a human.
Pretty sure you just said ever. So
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Welcome,
That
Miley.
was
Well, other than like in the minute.
Hey, remember
like,
in the pre-episodes how we were going to have a segment called Always Never? Because that's Abby's two favorite words. Like, that was a perfect example of it. All right. Hey, let's get into this. Because this is the year in review. So we wanted to look back at the year that was 2022. And kind of just talk about a lot of things. Life, pickleball, puppies. What else? I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to cover it all.
Yeah.
In this episode, but we're going to cover it all in a very timely manner.
Right.
Because our last episode, let me say, first of all, it went an hour-ish, but we have not received more positive feedback.
Oh, it was
I don't
so
think.
great.
Yeah.
So
So
go listen to our
you-
Marcus Woodhouse.
yeah.
And we knew
Interview.
it would be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not shocked at all. But
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, man.
When somebody sees an hour, I just
Right.
wonder if they're like, oh, I don't have time for that. So
Some people, though, we talked to one person who commutes
an hour
daily,
Yeah.
or at least one day a week, and they said it's like their go-to.
Oh, they can't get enough of one more game.
But I
on
love
Monday mornings,
but
he
I do
listens to
love
our
that.
podcast.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, we.
It was a great episode, though.
It really was.
So
And
go
it
back
just-
and listen to that.
Pickleball, getting into the adoption stuff. One person said, "Oh, I only listened to the first half of it," and somebody said, "Oh, the second half, I was nearly in tears."
Yeah.
And so, love that. So
Yeah.
It's so great.
So looking to bring you more, actually more from Marcus here in the next month or two. We're going to schedule time to have him come back up. But
For a
also,
2-hour show.
you thought that was long.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Watch this. So we wanted to bring more video or more interviews to you throughout this year, but wanted to look back on 2022 and kind of talk through that. So, Abs, get us started. Where
Yeah,
we're going to go?
well, our very first kind of travel of last year, and I feel like I always just highly recommend in the cold and dark winters of Indiana is leaving town for a little bit in January or February. Take 3 or 4 days and maybe go somewhere sunny. So Matt and I headed to Naples.
Mm-hmm.
They had a tournament. Is it an APP or was it just in Naples?
I don't think it was an APP. That's a good question. Probably should know that.
forget.
But no, it was.
It was a year ago.
No,
Yeah.
it was a big tournament.
It was
There were-
big.
Yeah, but I don't think it was an APP.
Okay, it was at that. It was just at the big Naples.
Because do you remember? Well, there was pros.
Yeah.
You down with APP?
Yeah. Oh,
You know me.
You know me.
So, anyways, that was good. That was fun. It was good to it was funny. We got the. I told my parents like come stay with my kids. They'll be in school most of the days. It was the day that we made it on the last flight out of Indy, and my parents then had 3 e-learning days with my children.
Yes, bless their
I
hearts.
was like, oh, e-learning's the worst. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad.
That's rough. Let me just kind of say around travel, like we traveled a ton.
We did.
Putting this episode together, looking back on it, it was kind of almost embarrassing.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's where our money went.
Oh yeah, that's where our money went. I do love, and we'll talk about that. We were able to combine. We had some great times with our kids, so it
Right.
wasn't like it was just us away, but it was us away a fair amount of
Yeah.
time. So our parents, both yours and mine were very helpful in
Yeah.
all this. But when you talk about, so first was Naples.
Naples, and let me just say that was a great tournament. So if
Yep.
you're looking to get out of town for a weekend, take a flight,
Mm-hmm.
get in some sun, head to Naples and do their tournament. I think it's the first weekend of February.
Yep, that was a really
It
good
was
one.
really great. The venue's huge. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Well, the next one I don't consider like a pickleball vacation, but
Right.
it kind of is because we go to Florida on spring break, but there's a pickleball court in front of our condo.
Just
and
within the last couple
we
of
play
years.
pickleball every single day.
Yeah, but we do it early in the morning. As
Right.
one of our kids said, no, we love it because then we get to watch kids shows in the morning before we go out to the beach. So, and we usually wake up as early as we can. We try to do that, 6, 7 a.m. when the sun rises before it gets too hot as well. So yeah, I mean, every vacation is a pickleball
It
vacation.
sure is. Well, this one turned into a pickleball vacation. Our 20th wedding anniversary, we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
we were planning on the hiking and the kayak. We kayaked on the Colorado and we saw the Grand Canyon. Well, we found pickleball courts.
Well, and literally, we weren't even considering because we were going with two couples that
Right.
play a little pickleball,
But not
but
really.
they're not like crazy obsessed.
I don't even
like
know
we
that
are.
we planned on taking our paddles until last minute. Matt's
That's what I
like,
was gonna
just stick your
say.
paddle in there. We'll see.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you assume
Right.
and just kind of, they don't take up much space. I mean,
Right.
you
Yeah.
put it
Right,
between
right.
pants and
And they're
stuff.
not heavy. So
Right.
No.
we stuck our paddles in, and that also turned into pickleball twice a day
Yep.
most days at Sunset Park.
Yep. And actually, we were on the plane, I think, getting ready to leave.
Uh-huh.
You played
And
pickleball on the plane?
we would if
on
we
top
could.
of the plane.
It's a great idea. A pickle plane.
And it's
like
shaped
it.
like a pickle,
A
like your
pickle
pen.
Man, as you travel, you play. Adam, that's something. Right.
your
now.
Is
million
that
dollar
a
idea.
pickle pen in your pocket?
Or
It is a pickle pen. I was going to say this for things I love, but this is my new pickle pen that my mom
it's
got me for Christmas.
beautiful.
My stocking stuffer.
Best present ever.
Yeah, she's like, you need a pickle pen, and she wanted me to use it on the podcast.
Right, so there you
here
go.
I am.
Yeah, right.
But
your
I was gonna say, so we're on the plane getting ready to leave,
Uh-huh.
and one of our friends said, Zach Ake just moved out there. So he's a high level player. He's pursuing like a pro career,
Mm-hmm.
and so he moved out there. So we've played against each other in a couple tournaments. So I just messaged him. Didn't get the message until he landed in Vegas, but he's like, oh yeah, come out Sunset Park every 7 a.m., 7 p.m.
he
People-
gave you the deets, and
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
were like,
and so
to go.
Thinking,
It was amazing.
Thinking like, oh, maybe we'd play once. Would count like 7 or
like-
8 times?
No, we were there 7 days. We played like far more than that.
Okay.
As
I
many
think we-
In-N-Out burgers as you ate is how many times we played pickleball.
The ratio of pickleball play to In-N-Out burgers
So-
is about 1 to 1.
So I want to give some information here
Yeah.
to maybe our listeners and flat out ask you guys, do you
Yeah.
know about the secret menu of In-N-Out Burger?
Animal style,
Yeah.
Okay,
protein style.
So I'm
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Make sure, I would love to hear some comments,
Mm.
Yeah.
you know, on the YouTube or on the Facebook group or whatever.
Yeah.
Let us know if you knew or if we just blew your minds that there is a secret menu for In-N-Out Burger, which is on more of the west.
I'm surprised though so many people have not had In-N-Out Burger. I mean, if you've never
Well,
traveled west, then
yeah,
you
you
never
never-
have. But
yeah.
at each of the tournaments, when we'll talk a little bit later, when we went to California, there's an In-N-Out Burger not too far, and we hit that up several times as well.
But see, mine's the healthy version because I get it protein style, so it's just wrapped in lettuce. So
Anyway.
it's like a salad basically.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Yep. I'm healthy. I'm happy.
It's just so I can eat more. Anyway, so my point
Spring
is,
break,
if
we
you
talked
have
about that?
no,
Oh.
well then Vegas. If you
Yeah.
have
Oh,
again
Vegas, yeah.
long dark winters in Indiana, take a week, take the Allegiant flight Thursday to Sunday, head to Vegas, get a cheap hotel, and play pickleball.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Flights and stay are always cheap in Vegas.
Always cheap.
And, obviously there's tons of stuff to do. You can pay a lot for entertainment, but if
saying. Go to the Michael Jackson show. That
But
was
you
so
can
good.
make it all
So
up
good.
in one hand of blackjack.
No, that's true.
$500.
Not
Oh,
me.
man.
Not me.
We're not really big gamblers, so that's why
I'm all
when
day.
we told people we were going to Vegas, they're kind of like,
thought-
really? You guys don't seem like the Vegas
We're
type.
not.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, we did a little bit.
For fun,
I
$50,
love staying, yeah.
like putting a
Yeah,
slot
yeah.
or
Right.
something.
I love standing around a craps table.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways.
So that was really fun. I'd love to do that again.
So now you've taken us all the way through
To Beer
July. So
Beer
now
City.
Okay. Then we went
So
to Beer City.
we left 4 of our kids. We took one of our kids
Yeah.
and stayed in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and played in the beer. Now because that was a golden ticket event
Yep.
to
Oh,
nationals at
meaning-
that time.
Yep. So we could get a slot in nationals by winning that event,
Yeah.
of
So
which you did.
I did, yeah.
Yep.
So that was really fun, and I do want to tell the story because it's kind of a running joke now in our house. Grand Rapids closes down. Oh, well, first of all, I think that's a great tournament.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to play in it again this year.
One of the best run tournaments.
It's just
Yeah.
great venue.
Yep. Amazing venue. Belknap Park is where it's hosted. They continue to grow. They have a lot of money that flows into their local economy, and it's a public park. But every year we go, it gets better and better.
Yeah,
So,
super fun.
yeah, well run tournament, a lot of fun.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Well, my partner and I played until 10:30 one night. Our gold medal match was over at like 10:30. Well, kind of in the COVID era, Michigan was still like closing early, so there was nothing open. I am starving because I don't. Well, this will be a whole podcast topic, but I don't eat a ton on days I'm playing in a tournament. And so we're starving. We get back to the van. It's 10:30 at night in the heat because that was during those few weeks where it was like 106 and 7 and 8. A Coke can had exploded in our van.
Yeah.
I thought somebody got murdered because it was dark, but I could see like drips. And I was like,
Oh no!
what am I looking at?
That's really
Yeah,
dark that
that's-
your first thought went to murder.
Well, because it was dark drips
Okay.
all over my
Like, so
windows.
blood,
And I was
yeah.
like,
Okay, yeah.
what is in here? And anyways, there's Coke everywhere. So we have to
Still is. The remnants of that Coke can explosion.
I have not cleaned the ceiling yet.
are still
6
on
months
the
later.
on the ceiling. It's
So
kinda
it is gross. So Matt Carpenter, of
The
course,
life be
who's
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm not even ashamed at this point, but
Obviously, you just told
We are
like a lot
we
of
are
people.
for you.
You just told
care.
hundreds of people.
so Hannah, our oldest, Matt Carpenter, who is an honorary Brandenburger,
Yes.
Matt Brandenburger and Abby Brandenburger have to we're just sitting on clothes because everything's covered in Coke. We're hungry. There's nothing's open. So we go to the nearest gas station to buy our dinner, which means I ate ice cream for dinner. Matt, this is kind of the running joke, is the dinner of champions, which was Matt Carpenter, Doritos, a Mountain Dew, and a frozen Twix.
think
Is that
so.
what he had
Yeah.
for dinner?
Ooh.
I believe so.
And Hannah maybe had Doritos for dinner.
Right.
So
Hannah's our oldest, and this was like her dream dinner.
Oh
oh,
man!
I think it was Cheetos then.
Yeah, she had
Must have been Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos,
Hot
I think.
Cheetos.
She loves
No
her hot
kidding.
Cheetos.
So I buy cleaning solution and what I think are paper towels in that moment to clean the van. And anyways, we get to the van. I had bought toilet paper.
Oh, so it doesn't sop it up.
So
right.
I'm like
It just-
spray.
Just kind of.
Anyways, it was fine. That's
How
just
do you
our
not
funny.
know that?
Our funny. Well, it was like in a pack, and I look at it, and I was like,
I've been
That looks
confused
like-
before by
that
paper
looks-
towels versus.
I got to
taking-
be honest. I have not been confused.
"Shut your face." Anyways, so dinner of champions now is defined as Mountain Dew, Doritos, and Twix.
Right, and so anytime we go somewhere, we're always looking.
Matt's always like, Matt Carpenter's
Yeah.
like, hey, there's a Circle K.
Can we get dinner?
Hey,
There's dinner.
it's like, hey, there's a Chili's. There's a Circle K. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyways, that's
That was a
funny.
great memory though,
No,
for
it's
sure.
good. So-
and so I guess we did kind of clean up the van with toilet paper.
Well, sure.
I mean, the main console and all of that we did.
Right,
but
steering wheel and windows.
The ceiling was pretty difficult to.
Oh,
Yeah, meh,
I don't really care.
wiped it up best we could. All right, so that takes us through July, and then
We took a break,
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break because we knew we had two big tournaments
Yeah.
that we were traveling for coming up.
which we've covered. So
Yeah.
that was nationals in California.
That we did not take the kids on,
Nope.
so we relied heavily on friends, family to help with the kiddos. We split the kids up,
We did
which
2,
helped.
2, and
Yeah,
1.
2, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, we did because my sister down in Indy watched
Yeah.
one of our daughters. So yeah, that
So
worked out. That did work out better.
Yeah.
But then we had made the decision. Then we were going to take the girls with us
To
to
Florida.
our trip to Florida, and that was probably all things included. Even though my play wasn't great, we've talked about that plenty. I really
That was
enjoyed
really fun,
that time
yeah.
because we had the road trip, we had the girls there.
We had Matt Carpenter.
Matt Carpenter was there. We had Circle K. There was no In-N-Out burger.
There was no In and Out.
Yeah,
So
but
no
we did have
secret menu.
Buc-ee's. We did have
We
Buc-ee's.
did have Buc-ee's.
Yeah. So, anyways,
So nationals is good though. We recommend going to nationals.
Absolutely.
It's a fun tournament.
Best venue.
Pictonia was great.
Pictona?
Pictona, sorry.
you put a Y
What
in
I-
there.
Pictona?
And
Yeah.
when was Pictona?
So that was first weekend of December.
December. Nationals was like 3 weeks before that. So there was like a back-to-back stretch where we were,
There was some mom guilt there.
a little bit of mom guilt and just some work guilt from me
Yeah.
because I took off a lot of time during that stretch there. But
Still 2 great tournaments that were
Yeah.
really fun, and
yeah, if I was ranking venues, though, Indian Wells for Nationals in California was the nicest venue.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all of them were great. But it was a very busy travel year for sure. One that this year, as we look at our calendar, we will not come even close to replicating. So it's kind of an anomaly.
So we say now.
Until push comes to shove.
I see Matt getting tempted by.
No.
Oh, did you hear about the Duper waterfall series? Should we sign up for those?
I might have said that the other day. But
and then I see a message on my phone to somebody about a Duper
tournament
in Terre Haute. You're like, oh, I should come down for that. I'm like, Matt Brainberger.
No.
What are you doing?
I said, I'm sorry, schedules didn't work out, was my exact message.
When are you going to have another one?
Maybe I said that. So anyways, so that kind of puts a bow on all of our travel. I think it'd be a good time to take a quick break now, but then we'll come back and continue our conversation of the 2022 recap. Be right back. Come join the fun at pickleballrocks.com, your trusted authority when it comes to all your pickleball needs. Apparel, paddles, bags, hats, you name it, you'll find it there. Family owned and operated for nearly 15 years.
Matt and I are growth pros for Pickleball Rocks, and for being a loyal listener of the One More Game podcast, we can offer you a 15% discount at checkout when you use the code MATTB15. So head over to pickleballrocks.com and check it out. Let's play.
All right, welcome back to One More Game presented by Hoosier Pickleball. We are talking 2022 year in review. We covered all of the tournaments that we
Not
played.
Really.
Actually,
it wasn't even all the tournaments.
There were some local ones.
It was just the travel.
The travel tournaments that we did throughout the year. But now we kind of want to shift the focus to more personal, family, other things related. What else happened?
And one thing that is of significance, I would say, and kind of fun to think about is August 10th. I just pulled up messages.
Nice.
So someone put a bug in my ear about you guys, made me think, what if we got paid to talk about pickleball? Could that be a thing? Any interest?
Nice.
August 10th? I didn't know that.
At 7:49 a.m.
See, I would have guessed it way earlier in the year.
That's so funny.
So once that happened, the ball,
that's what I was trying to tell you guys is like, I do this for a living and I do this all day, and you guys are so far ahead of anyone that I work with, and it's cool to think about that we're in the first couple weeks of January, and this idea, August 9th, was not even a thing.
Right.
And you look at where we're at now, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's literally like just 4 months ago.
Yeah, how crazy.
And how many shows we've already done.
And when you said the August 10th, I was like, I can't emotionally handle. What are you saying? And no, I can't do that.
Yeah, the way it all came together, and
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that does kind of make me want to thank, first of all, you, Adam, for kind of being the one to give us the shove to get us going, because it was something we had talked about previously, but it's like, where do you start?
And I don't have time to learn.
We're too busy to learn, so you really were the one that got us rolling with that. But then also all of our listeners out there. I mean, we continue to get more and more people, messaging us on Facebook from all over the state, regionally even, with really nice things to say, and our friends as well, who've been supporting us. We really do appreciate that, and hoping this year it continues to grow. So please keep talking to your friends about it. Keep telling us and Adam was just signaling to Abby. I submitted our podcast to a feed spot, and ultimately they want my money to pay to do stuff, but I didn't. But anyways, they then came out with a top 30 pickleball podcast you need to listen to in 2023. You must follow. We were number 6. Yeah.
Ahead of some big ones.
Yeah.
How fun is that?
Know.
Like, dude, I got goosebumps when you guys
sent that to you.
Texted me that. Yeah. I was like, dude, that is so fun.
So fun.
I always say that working with good people, no matter what happens, that at least you had fun, right? And I think the listeners already, the legit fans that we have, I think they have fun when they listen to us. So hopefully, if nothing else, but to get confirmation from an official, like, hey, this is a legit top 10 thing, like, well, man, that's icing on the cake, dude. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So fun.
So hopefully it continues to grow. That's our hope and our prayer, but we're just kind of along for the ride. See what happens.
So, just into that in 2022. So somewhere around then, September, I guess, we officially launched our podcast. I was IPTPA level 2 certified somewhere around there at the same time.
Yeah, that was exciting.
This fall.
Yep. We joined Pickleball Rocks as Growth Pros. So one of our sponsors, Pickleball Rocks, that we work closely with as well. Hoping this summer to get out there in the community more and do some more with them. But great company, really excited to be working with them.
Yeah. Yeah. So just the funny financial stuff, like of all the years to quit my job, I quit my job to homeschool a kid.
Right.
You know what we should do is travel.
Right.
Great idea, guys.
To spend more money.
To spend more money.
Right.
It's been fine.
Yeah.
So
it's all worked out. But yeah, so homeschooling has been really a blessing. I mean, I've seen both you and Olivia thriving in that. It's just half days. I think it's just the perfect amount. It's what Olivia needed at her stage, and Abby's really done a great job embracing that. So yeah, what else? Anything else personally? Our kids are doing great. They're getting into that age of sports. Our couple older ones, which is a lot of fun.
Basketball,
volleyball, even some pickleball. I'd say that's was really cool, especially when we went to Pictona down in Florida. Our girls played a ton, and Hannah actually just the other day said to me, she's like, I really want to learn.
She did. She said she asked me for a lesson. And I was like, yeah, that'll be $40. Hannah was like, that's not fair.
Sometimes her sense of humor is not the greatest. She's like, Mom. Like, well, you can get somebody else, and then you can split it, and then it's only $25. So,
anyways, I do want to get Hannah a friend out there to give them lessons. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, it really would be. So it's fun to see the kids kind of embracing that. But yeah, the kids are doing well. I mean, they're growing, in many ways. Some better than others, but we're really thankful for our family for sure.
So, Matt, was there any ways that you can say or describe that you improved in the year 2022? What improved
Are we talking
in your
pickleball? Okay.
No, as a husband.
As a husband, she needs you to.
How did you improve? Do you want me to tell you?
Maybe you should answer that, or maybe you shouldn't answer that.
If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Right. Okay, so
in
pickleball related. Yeah, that's really, as I was thinking about that, I would say in some ways it was kind of a frustrating year because having won nationals the previous year, albeit at a little lower level, I didn't have as successful of a year. But looking back, my game, I would say, has definitely improved quite a bit. And I would say just in terms of the patience, I still have a long ways to go in that aspect of it. But what I continue to work on is just picking my spots. I have a tendency to just be the crazy man running all around the court. But using my athleticism and my ability to kind of read, it's like in football. Like I always felt like I'd make a really good safety because I could kind of anticipate things happening and make a break on it. So that's, in a lot of ways, that's what poaching's about, is recognizing when there's an opportunity and then breaking to go. My tendency is to go too soon sometimes and give my hand away and have people hit it behind me or whatnot. So I'd say in that way, I feel like I have improved, but I still have a long ways to go. But just in overall dinking, backhand dinking has gotten a lot better, and that's a big piece for playing on the left side. You're doing a lot of backhand dinking, and just my backhand in general. I spent a lot of time in the summer drilling that. I'm hitting a one-hand backhand fairly well. Would like to kind of mix in a little bit more control with the two-hand also, but yeah, overall, I feel like my game is still on the rise. I don't feel, and that's one reason I've said 100 times that I love pickleball is I'm continuing to improve. I go out and play basketball. I'm not the same player I was in my late 20s, but pickleball, I still feel like sky's the limit. I'm still getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how about you?
Yeah. I mean, it's actually similar to you with my backhand. I feel like that has gotten better, just more consistent. I feel like I learned one of the things that I really focused on this year was watching the paddle of my opponent. So I think I got pretty good at anticipating, but I think a higher level is hips, right? Watching my opponent's hips. Yep. I can't do that yet.
Tennis players are really good at that.
Yeah, like hips and feet.
Yep, watching.
Like hips don't lie.
Thank you.
Hand on hips.
Shakira.
Yeah. I almost said Beyonce. Sorry.
Yeah. So
Shakira.
That's all the single ladies.
Oh, the single ladies. Okay, got to get my music straight.
Yeah. So
you're watching hips.
I'm watching. Yep. Well, no, I need to do that. But,
when I dip,
but I got
you
better.
dip, we dip.
Yep.
About that one.
Yeah. Who was that?
Old school. It's old school.
Coolio.
Yeah. No. R.I.P. But no.
No.
Yeah. So I think
I'll just speaking for you, I would say your improvement has been, I mean, to think about a year ago, you were just getting off your ACL surgery. And I know you were kind of frustrated thinking, oh man, I felt like I was getting better and then got injured, was out for a few months. And then you came back. So you've been back just right around a year.
About a year, yeah.
And I mean, honestly, it almost gets old sometimes hearing all the people who tell me how great Abby is and how much she's improved.
It never gets old.
Well,
tell me more about me.
Well, but having that surgery, I remember you going through it because I would see you at the Y, and then I didn't see you because you were, had your struggles and stuff. Yeah. And I just like, oh man, I knew you were a pickleballer, and I was like, man, that's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah. But this year she has improved greatly, whereas honestly, a year ago, it was hard, like playing in the higher level groups. If Abby was along, it was a little bit of a liability. It's fair to say. You'd say the same thing. But now I'd bring her with anybody, and it's an opportunity for us to learn together too. And she can hang with anybody and beat most, I would think.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I love that you have confidence in me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it's been definitely a fun year. Your improvement has been quite noticeable. So great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And it's no one's birthday. You guys are just saying that.
Just saying nice things.
So weird.
What kind of marriage is this?
I don't know.
Adam, can you leave?
Yeah. I was like, starting to
get a room, you two.
Yeah.
What's next?
So, Adam? Matt, is there anything specifically in 2023?
To improve on?
Yep.
I think I kind of touched on that a little bit. My two-handed backhand I would like to work on. It's kind of a running joke when I play with kind of the high-level guys that I get body bagged a lot. Which is weird because I feel like I have pretty fast hands.
You do.
I kind of had an epiphany where I think it's because I anticipate that I'm going to try to slide to the left to hit my forehand.
I knew that. Yep.
And so when I slide, if somebody hits into me as
they're
I'm sliding,
hitting it, even if they're hitting at your backhand, probably.
And I'm sometimes sliding into that.
Right. I think that's
and
what
I'm
you're
not
doing.
guarding myself. So kind of standing in there more, trying to guard and then have the quick reflexes to go to the forehand, not show it so quickly, I guess is what I'm working on. I did, had a game earlier this week, played with some very high level guys, and it was funny because Ryan actually said to me, he's like, well, usually by this point you've been body bagged 2 or 3 times. And then we kept looking at the clock. I finally did get body bagged, but it was an hour and 45 minutes into play. And
I'm so
like,
proud of you.
A new record. So that's
funny.
That was it. So those are the things I'd be working on. How about you?
Yeah, I think just being a consistent player.
Yep.
Making fewer mistakes overall, making sure that my thirds are in the 96% of
have you shared
over.
that?
I have not.
Yeah, I love that.
Should,
and I think that's a good thing. The 4%. Talk about that. What do you mean by that?
And I remember 4%, but the other numbers maybe will be a little fuzzy right now because I can't remember. But basically, somebody broke down some pro games, and counted the amount of thirds that they drove and the amount of thirds that they dinked, and of the thirds that they dinked, only 4% of them went into the net. But it was like an astounding number, like 60% of them, their opponents were able to volley out of the air, meaning they left them a little high.
Yeah. So the point is they're erring, like we've said before on this. So for beginners, but even all the way up to the pros, err on hitting it high, because unless you hit it so high that they're hitting just an absolute slam,
right?
That ball's coming back to you, and then it gives you a little bit more time, maybe even to move up a step and have a little shorter, by that time, 5th shot drop. But your drops can get a little bit more consistent that way.
Sorry, and rabbit trail, I know, but I have to just continue to address this. Yep. I'm playing with a brand new player last night, and she's only played a few times, but Kelsey, she's so good.
Love Kelsey.
Here's what
I
loved. Here's what I loved. Her thirds were a bit high, and she would say something like, "Oh crap," or "Oh no," and I was like, "No, you're good." Yeah. And so we'd move in together, and invariably we'd get it back, and we'd stay in the game and stay in the point.
Right.
And like that happened like 5 or 6 times. She kept saying, "Oh no," and I'm like, "No, you're good." And so she said, "I can't believe you're saying I'm like." She's like, "I was playing with somebody who got really mad every time I hit it high," and I was like, "No. girl, you hit that.
So as long as you're kind of staying back, you're reading it and you're moving in slowly, and it, in some ways it helps you work on that transition and that defense of working. So in rec play, make it your goal.
Hit it high. Who cares?
Yeah. See how many times you hit it in the net. Keep track and see if you can keep that number as low as possible.
4%. Only 4% in the net, guys.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Oh, I don't know. Something we love. I think, are we there yet?
Are we there?
Yeah.
This is the end of the episode?
Yep.
This felt really quick.
Because it's not an hour. We love to hear ourselves talk.
It's still long, we understand, but
it's still longer than what our goal was. But
we try, guys. We try.
We're around a half hour.
Okay.
Something we love. I said my pickle pen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
I love it.
For thinking of me and getting this pickle pen.
That's
I'll
cute.
try to bring it on every podcast now.
Good.
What's something you love?
So at Pictona, there was a Pickleball Rocks tent that they were selling merchandise, and my 9-year-old bought herself this tank top. And I'm now jealous. I wish I had bought it because she wears it and she looks so cute. It's this hoodie dry fit tank top. It says like Unstoppable Pickleball. Yeah. It's gray and black. Anyways, I might go buy myself one.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
But you guys do need to go check out their merchandise.
Yeah, and remember,
we have a code, right? What's the code?
Matt B. 15.
Matt B15.
Matt B15.
Shoot.
I should know it. It's actually in the commercial that we had earlier, and we'll link it in the show notes. Yeah.
But anyways, they have some really cute merchandise that I am probably going to go buy myself. So
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, Matt B15, I think, is what the code is.
Yeah.
If that's wrong, then
text me.
Shoot me a message, and we'll give you the right code.
I'm pretty sure that is. Because I put the commercial together.
Glad somebody knows.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for our recap of 2022. Thanks, as always, for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next time. As always, we want to thank our sponsors, Hoosier Pickleball, Indiana Physical Therapy, and Pickleball Rocks. In addition, a big thank you to our production company, Coraggio Media, and the 95.7 WELT studio in beautiful downtown Fort Wayne. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts or find us on YouTube at One More Game Pod. That's the number 1 More Game Pod. Hit that subscribe button and be sure to leave us a 5-star rating to help us spread the word. You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok at Hoosier Pickleball for all kinds of fun, tips, tricks, and other family nonsense, and also some great discussion. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.